Thank you for watching Ben Television. My name is Shegun Johnson and the program is Youdecide. We have right now one of the young politicians in Nigeria coming up right inside of Ben TV studio, all the way from Uyo, and he is the governorship candidate of Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party, and this is what we've been advocating for. If younger people could come in, why not? It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Oboro Oti to you. Mr. Oboro Oti, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Just tell us a little bit about yourself before we go into the nitty-gritty. I mean, let our viewers meet you. Did you go to school? Do you have attestation certificate or the real certificate or something? Go ahead. Where did you school or something?
I studied in the University of Benin for my first degree.
And what was that?
Physics.
Physics. You are the man we've been waiting for. Go ahead.
And University of Glamorgan, which is now University of South Wales.
Oh, okay. In South Wales, down the road here.
That is correct, yeah. And as a result of my studies, I started a media company because I studied music engineering and production here.
Oh, okay.
And then I have other interests in construction.
You have business in Nigeria right now?
That is correct, yes.
And your party has nominated you officially to be the candidate to be the next governor of Akwa Ibom. Yes. We're coming to the issues that we've been discussing earlier on, but what vision do you have for Akwa Ibom?
Well, I think my party, NRP, speaks for the 5.6 million people in Akwa Ibom State that's been disenfranchised.
Okay.
The system is totally different from what our people expect, and it cuts all across the country. So what we are bringing to the table is try to do the necessary things to put our people on a road that lead to development. And I'm specifically looking at education.
Education, yeah.
Agriculture.
Agriculture, yeah.
ICT.
ICT, okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry to ask you this because it's not for you to answer.
Yeah.
We looked at those who are elderly in Akwa Ibom. I'm talking of Akpabio and how he deflected from PDP to APC, and it appears the political terrain has been divided into two between the present government and the former government. How do you want to navigate that serious shock situation?
Well, it's been very interesting what's been happening in Akwa Ibom actually, and it's working in our interest. Why is this? Because over the years we've been having PDP predominantly winning in Akwa Ibom State. Yeah. So right now what we have is a flux, where you have the PDP and the APC equally, fighting against themselves.
Yeah.
Our hope is that we are presenting ourselves.
We are going to gain from that.
Yes, yes, yes.
But do you think our electorates are that smart enough to say, look, let's discard PDP and APC and vote for Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party? Yes,
very strongly, because of this, where we are right now economically. The hunger and the thirst has been able to get young people to get riled up and be willing to engage themselves politically. And when I started 3 years ago, I saw this as a challenge. So I started with an organization called Alert Nigeria, an NGO, where I invested in the 31 local governments to get young people to engage themselves in community development. So what I did was get into universities and put out 1 million naira for every local government, 31 million, so people can...
Young men like you've done that?
Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time, where young people will write essays about challenges in their communities with solutions, and we give them money to carry out the project, the solutions.
Are you ready to answer questions from our viewers?
Yes, I'm very willing.
Please, you don't have to come from Akwa Ibom. Listen to our brother, Oboro Oti, and ask questions. Is he genuine? Is he real? What are his plans for Akwa Ibom? Feel free as the program continues. We'll give you a chance. He's ready to take you on. So ask him any question if he has a chance to defeat all the old politicians there. And one question I will ask him before we continue asking other questions. How did your party arrive at the name Abundant Nigeria Renewal Party? I'm just interested.
Yes, my presidential aspirant, Dr. Fashua, who is a world-renowned economist, came together with his friends, feeling the same way we do, all of us, because we are basically not politicians, but nation builders. And as a result of
come on.
Yeah, really. I've never held a political office before. It's just as a result of being tired of the current narrative and the belief that we can be different and we can do different. That doesn't mean I don't understand the political dynamics in Nigeria and in my state. It's just that I believe that there is a way, and we have the solutions to take us to where we want to go. So Tope came up with this amazing name, that there's enough abundance in Nigeria, and we need to renew our spirit to take us to where we want to go. So the message out here is through our NGOs, through all the different channels we use to engage Nigerians, that whatever we have presently in front of us, that these guys are not the solution, whether it's APC or PDP. It's the same thing. They've been tried and
all
tested.
these years.
Yeah, what we need is total revamp, because the world has gone past us. It's a digital world. We need to create jobs for our young people. We need to get them. I mean, I was listening the past 1 hour, and we were talking about creating jobs for 1 million people, all this blah, blah, blah. I mean, the guys are not employable. Our young students, the schools are not working. How do you employ people that are not employed?
Come on, tell us.
So we really need to get down to the foundation and get people to understand where our problems are coming from. It doesn't matter whether you privatize 10 million times. Where are the graduates that work in the oil companies? I mean, you go to chemical engineering department, they have no labs. You go to computer science departments, they have no computers. So it's not about creating jobs. It's about really looking at the situation. Like, for example, I speak about my state. These guys spend like 40–50% of capital expenditure on road construction to steal money. Education is 0.2%. I mean, imagine that. We are looking at 15%. You need to educate the people, man. That's how people move. That's how countries move. So why is Tope
not here to come and tell us? Have you got policy papers?
Yes, we do. It's right there in front of you.
This is for you.
Yes, yes.
Does it include that of the national as well?
No, but I will email that to you. He's got an amazing policy paper, and Tope has been going around the country spreading the messages to.
And how do you think? How deep is he going, or how wide is that the one we? Now, tell Nigerians who are not Akwa Ibomites what you told me before we came on air. The meaning of Akwa Ibom. Yes,
Akwa Ibom State is Akwa Ibom Abasi State.
Akwa Ibom Abasi. I know Abasi as God, yeah.
Yes, it's a state that belongs to God.
So
and that is where we want to take the state.
So you hear it now from his mouth, Akwa Ibom, the state that belongs to God.
That is correct.
Akwa Ibom Abasi. Those of you who don't know Nigeria, I'm just telling you now, through my friend. Okay, yes, we want to ask him a question.
Yeah. You say, I hope I heard you correctly.
Yes.
Your first degree is physics.
That is correct.
And you are going to politics.
That is correct.
What is wrong with that?
No, it's wrong. You see, the problem we have today, you heard of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. That is what is going to drive and change the society. Even Akwa Ibom. You agree?
Yes.
Which platform do you think will be more useful and influential? Being in politics or being in the sciences, physics, where originally, I'm sure you have a passion, just as you have said, you are not a politician. So why are you going to politics?
Well, politics it would be really sad for any Nigerian or any concerned citizen not to be involved in politics. Like my Oga said, if I heard him right, if we are not politicking, which is what we should be doing. How do we ascertain the price of things in the market? How do I sell my wares when I finally come up with this great innovation and innovative thing? You see, the drive is if young people make 65% of the population, 65% of our resources should be spent on young people. It just makes common sense. Yeah. So if we are not coming together to address the country and say, look, this is what is rightfully ours, how do we even get the schools to work? How do I even get to apply my physics? I mean, I learned physics, but what do I know? How far can I go with physics? Nothing practical was done. We know what happens in our universities. It's all theoretical.
My concern is time. You know, time has become a factor of production.
Yes.
Politics is a full-time job.
Yes.
You'll be running around, you forget about your physics.
Okay.
But what I was thinking is that
it's seasonal. Politics is seasonal. No. You don't do it all the days of your life. We have between now and March.
Yes.
After March, you can continue with your life for the next couple of years. So, of course.
Okay, Gosin, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I mean, in as much as I do know the view of my colleague here, but I do quite differ from it in some form because, like I said earlier on, going by one of the strong philosophies I stand on to tomorrow, which is the philosophical statement by Plato.
Exactly.
Political life is life in the polite. Whether you are a scientist, an artisan, you are a medical, whatever. You see, one thing people have to understand very well, that modern day politics in Nigeria has been kindly driven by a set of academic group in Nigeria.
Yes.
The academians and the learned men. Most politicians that are destroying our politics today are those who study law. And why? Because in law, you are learned to change words and maneuver words. And for you to be in politics, accurately play politics well, you must be a good manipulator of words.
Yes.
And if you are not good in it, you lose out. So that for people in physics, in mathematics, in pure science or natural science, to have interest in coming to understand how this manipulation is working, and how to get involved in this manipulation.
You think it will help Nigeria?
It will help Nigeria because
Jonathan Goodluck.
Jonathan read zoology.
Yes.
What brings a zoology to politics? And if he doesn't want to, but he's able to understand policies that concern animals in Africa.
It's okay.
Well,
we have a caller.
To be honest, if I were to add something,
we have a caller. Maybe the call is for you. Hello, Rose. Hello, Rose.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to all your conversations.
Go on, ma'am.
Yeah. You know, the problem we are facing in that country is really, really terrible. I don't think that we have any government in that place because they are all working to their own purse. No mercy, nothing. Look at the killing. All the innocent people, all the innocent children. It's terrible. It's terrible. We mothers, every time we are crying. We don't have no safety, nothing. And all these politicians, all their children are in abroad. Majority of them, their children are not in that country. That's right. Look at the bloodshed in Nigeria. For us to take our children home, all our children, most of them in this UK, they fear to go home.
So,
it's terrible.
Have you read?
And now they say they are bringing Atiku. Atiku again?
Yeah.
We don't have government. It's like they blindfold everybody in that country.
When you said Atiku
APC?
when you said Atiku again, when was Atiku there?
They are just pulling all the masses. They are pulling all. Enough is enough.
Okay.
Enough is enough.
But you see, yes, I agree with you, but we just must work with what we have. What we have is we have two policy papers in front of us, that of PDP, that of APC, and we have other parties like ANRP representative with us here. So we have to work with what we have. We cannot just say we have problems and we won't try to solve it. So which one of these policy papers you think you will go with?
Don't go with any one of them. They are all rubbish.
Then how do we move on? Unfortunately, you just must move on.
But to get there, they are just this Nigeria politics is just around. They are just standing it.
Yeah, we know. Thank you very much, Sister Rose. I have from here Odupoku Augustine, and it says, in my personal view, I think the starting point should be to critically look at what APC promised Nigerians in their 2015 manifesto to see if they have met at least 40% of them before we can proceed to discuss the so-called next level. Hilliard said, Atiku promised to spend a single term, but he has a 7 years plan. Atiku promised to take 50 million Nigerians out of poverty in 2 years by providing 3 million jobs. Atiku wants to privatize NNPC, but we all know the results of privatizing NITEL, Nigeria Airways, and so on. Over 900 retirees died waiting for their pensions. The policy paper of Atiku is just packaging, and even Atiku does not understand. Atiku and privatization should not and must not be put together. The federal secretariat is rotting away too. Let's not forget, Azu is the wrong person to review party manifesto, highly biased. And Virgil is from London School of Economics. Well, as far as I know, the last time I checked, Godson is a Nigerian, and Godson has been telling us, if you are in the polity, you must have a right to politics. Hello, Tina. Hello, Tina.
Hello, hi.
Hi, what's your take?
Thank you very much. I quite appreciate you all.
Thank you.
What it is, what the lady just said about Nigeria is actually the fact, and I feel Tiko will not improve the country. When he came there as a vice president, he wasn't a billionaire or whatever he is now. They're all looking for money for their own pocket, for their family. So what we need is someone much better, or we keep to Buhari. He's trying his best. Buhari hasn't got houses, cars. He's trying his best. In every government, you will find someone who is nasty. So I'm not saying that Buhari hasn't got people who are greedy looking for something to put in their pocket. But Buhari is trying his best. He hasn't got
is Nigeria under Buhari working?
He's trying his best with the train line, with a lot of things. He's doing the road. He's improving. Buhari is not the one standing to go and kill people.
No, he can't do that. He couldn't have done that anyway. By chance, I'm not trying to pry into your private life. Are you from Akwa Ibom?
Jonathan was there. Did they improve Nigeria? No, he didn't.
No. I mean, are you from Akwa Ibom?
I beg your pardon?
Are you from the Akwa Ibom state?
No, I'm actually half English and half Owashuku.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I live in Luton.
Oh, you live in Luton.
And
okay.
what I see, I was brought up in Nigeria, but what I see that is going on there is not proper.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. I was looking for someone to ask about some serious questions, how he wants to turn Akwa Ibom around. So what are the challenges of Akwa Ibom you want to tell us, and how will you turn them around? I mean, let's just take two. Maybe there are 2,000, but let's take two.
I know. The most important one for me is the educational sector. I think, according to reports in the country, Akwa Ibom State seems to have the worst educational sector in the country. And we have a lot of money coming in, at an average of 16 billion every month. I really want to look at that sector, the primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions, make solid investment in them so we can scale our people from where they presently are to to a level where they can be employed internationally, not just nationally. Because for so many reasons, when you look at what's happening today in the world, investment in people is much more important than investment in infrastructure. There was a season for that. But right now, when you have great people like Akwa Ibom State is a state of 5.6 million people like Hong Kong.
But you get 13% derivative, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
What's the level of oil affecting? How does has it affected the environmental sector there?
Yes, it has.
Spill of oil.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
I think Shell had that issue like 5 years or 4 years ago.
Have they cleaned?
They're addressing it. You know how it is in Nigeria. There's a lot of window dressing and all sorts. Unfortunately, we are not allowed to look at the books because we are not the government. You know how governments are being run. It's really very shady. Even when we want to look at sectors where we actually want to contribute.
But the present governor appears to be popular, even when Akpabio left. How do you intend to dislodge him because he's coming for the second time?
Yes, like every other governor, there's a lot of window dressing again, telling people what you've done. But really, when you come to my state, you will see that a lot of them are not as popular as they seem to be.
You said something that is fantastic. You said you've been helping the local governments with money, I mean, as young as you are.
Training, yes.
And so what has been the response, especially when you go to the universities?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. That is why Akwa Ibom State is the only state where INEC had INEC registration centers in campuses for students to have PVC cards. Because I made the students understand the power they had. And engaging their communities, they were able to understand that they actually were change agents. And that was what I was actually trying to drive with my organization called Alert Nigeria, www.alertnigeria.org. When you get on there, you'll see all the processes and how we get to pick the winners and the projects they've been doing in communities and how we've been able to...
We'll be asking you more questions. And viewers, feel free to call in and ask him questions, especially if you're from Akwa Ibom. Maybe you are looking at your next governor. I have some emails here. This is from Lambert from Wokia. He said, the next level paper seems a loose statement. Should I say it is a strategy, it lacks a base? It does not tell us where we are today and that next level it will take us to. For example, where are we today on electricity, which every Nigerian is begging to have in as much as is not objective. There is nothing to work on or expect to produce. With the Nigeria will work again, if this reflects the post-independence efforts of the leaders of that time, then there is a base to work on and improve in line with present-day technology-driven factors. It therefore pays Nigeria to follow the Nigeria will work again, which has a base. Gossin, it says Nigeria will work again, has got a base. Do you have any basis to say such?
Yeah, I mean, you look at the email writer have just said. You look at the issue of power generation. The policy document on next level is still talking about getting Nigeria to 7,000 megawatt generation in the next 3 years. You get me? Which means that they have not moved anywhere yet at the moment. Because if PDP or whatever government left power generation at 4,000 megawatt in 2015, and we're still at that 4,000 megawatt.
Fashola says 7,000 at a point.
That is, like my friend said, they are window dressing statements. Because if you go to Abuja today, the Federal Ministry of Housing, Power and whatever is still being powered by a generator. If a minister says he's generating 7,000 megawatt and his ministry complex is still being powered by generator, then who is it deceiving?
But the same minister will tell you this 7,000
the generation today it still stands between 3.8 to 4,000 megawatts. It has not moved from there.
No,
it has not moved.
Maybe at a point, then it came down.
They are thinking, and that is what their policy statement says. That's what it says. 7,000. Look at it there. It's there. It's there. So it says 7,000. It's there. Look at power generation. It's there. You get me? But the fact is that when you are thinking of making the country work again, you have to be projective. You have to, like my friend, my colleague here, my distinguished candidate for governorship of Akwa Ibom State said here, in which I do agree with you in one point and the other. In as much as you bring people educated out of school and there is no job for them to go, after 5 years they are more like an uneducated human being. Because if somebody come out of school with BSc, 5 years no job, in 5 years without doing anything related to that course, he will lose everything he has read.
Because of time, and we want to take so many things. Let me look at next level. They talk about jobs and they have 5 things. And I want you viewers to listen so that you can make a critical examination. 1, concerning jobs. Next level is to change 1 million, to engage 1 million N-Power graduates. Skill up 10 million Nigerians under a voucher system in partnership with private sector. Again, in agriculture, they said an anchor borrower scheme to support input jobs to 1 million farmers. And on tech and creative, it says provides $500 million innovation fund to tech and creative sector to create 500,000 jobs, train 200,000 youths for outsourcing market in technology. 4, industrialization and jobs. It says 6 regional industrial parks and special economic zones. Next level of 109 special production and processing centers. 5, jobs in school feeding. Increased children fed from 9.2 million to next level of 15 million. 300,000 extra jobs created for vendors and farmers. What else could you ask? Yes, I come to you. I mean, these are what they said will boost. Why shouldn't have they started all this? Anyway, Abiola Adams is on. Abiola Adams. Hello. Hello, Abiola. Do you still have Abiola on? Okay, you wanted to ask a question.
Job creation.
Yes.
The next level and the article plan, it's not the business of government to create jobs. The business of government is to create a conducive environment for the private sector.
Yeah, they put some conducive environment like anchor borrower scheme.
That is not an environment. Yeah, trader money is not environment. School feeding is not an environment.
But school feeding will give another 300,000 extra jobs. People who will be cooking the food and putting it in their
propaganda, because there's already a problem with this school feeding thing that they are talking of. It's been politicized.
How about 6 regional industrial parks and special economic zones?
Industrial park, yes. But the role of the private sector cannot be overemphasized.
Yeah, they are not de-emphasizing it. They say they will train 200,000 youth for outsourcing markets in technology. These are next level. These are. Do you see anything? Do you oppose that one, or what do you say?
Well, to be honest about these policy papers, my question is, if either of them don't keep to the promises, what do we do?
That has been a challenge in Nigeria.
Anybody can.
Let me ask you as a Nigerian,
yes.
Why have we been keeping mute all these years, not just APC and PDP, even in the last 58 years?
That is what we are trying to address with the ANRP. You see, the truth is, neither Atiku Abubakar or Buhari can take us close to where we need to go. That is the truth. It doesn't matter what they write on paper. A policy paper is a policy paper. They've both been tried and tested. Okay. Atiku had his chance. Buhari had his chance.
You have a fan already. Somebody just emailed me. He said he's your fan. So let me just read it. It's Cyril who lives in Europe here down the road. Is it Switzerland? Please, Cyril, tell me what country, Switzerland. He said, I'm very glad to see a member of my party on Ben television. He's a member of your party. I don't know, your ANRP is getting grand.
Yes,
I don't know him and he doesn't know me. We are a growing party and will not win the presidential seat for now, but very organic. Ibarra may not agree with you.
Yes.
Tope is the man of the future.
He is.
There is no money bag. Every member has equal stake in the party. Cyril Wosu. And so Cyril, where are you calling from? Please email me your country again. I know I see you a lot on Facebook, but we have a caller. Sonia. Hello, Sonia. So kudos to you, bro. You are becoming famous. Yes, hello, Sonia.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, you are on. What's your take?
Yeah, I'm calling in respect of the papers or whatever. Now, the next level, they are saying they are taking us to the next level.
Yes.
Please, let us know. All these things they have highlighted in their documents. It's nice. It sounds really good. Now, for you to take us to the next level, there must be an existing level. You can't just come from the air and bring up a document and say you are taking us to the next level. When all these things you have highlighted, they are not even on ground.
So sorry, let's take it one after the other. Are you trying to say there is no existing level?
Sorry?
No existing level.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no existing level. So which next level are they taking us to?
Okay, I think I'm not from APC, so I can't answer that question. So no existing level. Okay, and so what have you read that of the PDP making Nigeria work again?
Exactly. I'm asking for what you have read from the document.
Oh, okay. I have no answer. I'm just a presenter. I present what everybody says, what everybody writes. That's what I do. So I can't answer your question. Or what other question do you want to ask?
We are talking about what is being read from the document. If they are saying they are going to pay students, what have they started right now that they are taking to the next level? Are you going to the next level without starting anything?
Oh, they told us many things they have done. Come on, help me now. Azu, help me.
No, what she's saying is that
yes,
you read some things here now.
Yes.
That they are going to give so amount of money to some people.
Yes.
They are going to do this or that.
Yes.
So what she's saying is, can you give us a reference to any of those issues that they have already fulfilled now?
Yes, they give trader money. They clap for VP Oshibaju. So they do that. What else have they done? Well, I've not seen anything in aviation. I've not seen anything in roads. That's me. Electricity has not dramatically improved. So, but then they said so. They've done TSA.
the road thing.
BVN, yeah, the road thing.
What they are talking of roads?
Yeah, they say Fashola has done it.
Is filling potholes.
Yeah.
I mean, is what that is what they are doing.
Here they say complete the second Niger bridge, roads and bridge. They will complete the second Niger bridge. But I was reading the apology the other day. They stopped the second Niger bridge for various reasons, and they were apologizing. But they said they will complete the second Niger bridge. Those of you who go to who cross the River Niger, and rail, complete Lagos Ibadan Kano, complete Lagos Ibadan Kano rail, complete Eastern Rail, Port Harcourt Maiduguri, taking the network through Aba, all southeast states capitals. Makodi, you are not going to have a railway in your state.
Of course not. But to be honest,
yeah.
Buhari has tried in some areas.
Okay, so please tell them.
I'm not an APC member.
I know.
I really don't. In the area of corruption. And in all these areas.
You think
we might disagree.
You think corruption has gone down in Nigeria now?
We might differ in strategy because I mean some
people
in his cabinet
are
really
very. To say that yes, between 2015,
he has checkmated a lot of things, you know. Yeah. And even though some of the people working with him too, I also, you know, I mean. How
about Akpabio moving to APC? Would you call that?
Exactly, that's also another issue. I mean, we have a lot
so
of.
So is that checkmating of corruption as well?
Oga, we are going somewhere. Generally, when you look at the environment, one of the reasons why money is not flying around very much is because the corrupt people are sitting tight.
Okay, understand
now,
the central bank.
I am not speaking for them. What I'm saying is that what both of them are doing, whatever policy papers they are presenting, are policy papers of the past. There was a time 20 years ago where these things will fly. When you want to build second Niger bridge, third 1 million naira Niger bridges. It's not going to take us anywhere. We need to develop our people. People development is not the focus.
I understand 807 million naira, is it million or billion naira of Akwa Ibom was found with Akpabio in 3 different banks, including Polaris Bank, and he could not access it because they did not put it under a particular name, but it's being managed by a woman in Iyo. Have you've read that one?
I am very aware of that, but I also know my present governor was the SSG during that time, and he was also part of the process. And in my state, my governor, who is also PDP, has not done nothing. So when you look at PDP states and APC states, forget about the president. We are just the same crop of people.
So we are going to collect all this money that Akpabio did not put it under his name, but they pinned it to his name. It's coming out. Our central bank is investigating it as we speak.
Oga, I have governors in my state who died blind. They died poor. I have presidents in Nigeria who are dying poor. I won't mention names.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm not interested in the monies people steal. I'm interested in the shortcomings and how they stop people from developing. Because money will finish. The real money is in developing people. I mean, like everybody says, cash is poor people's money. So if they can just get out of the way so we start afresh, I'll be very happy because the money is the people that we want to develop. So when you see all these papers and all
comes. I don't know why this is.
Because the money the Bible is talking about is not the money that's printed in dollars and whatever.
Okay.
Money is the kind of money that Awolowo printed in developing his people, and look at the Yoruba race.
Okay, so let me take a caller. Honestly, I wish you were my pastor the way you are preaching. We have Dominic. Hello, Dominic. Hello, Dominic.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Yes.
Concerning the issue of next level, I do not know where they are taking us to again. The next level of routine, maybe probably they want to start borrowing more money. Maybe more killings will be taking place because let me give you, for instance, the day our president was going to France, 1,000 plus was being killed in Jos. 1,000, about 800 something. I can't quote the exact figure. The president was able to leave that country to go and stay in one place and told us that he is going to a conference. He never attended that conference, but he was somewhere. Maybe next time he will be going a secret level. You know, that's the next level. They keep borrowing money. The money they are borrowing, Osinbajo is now being indicted of 5.something billion. Maybe they are going to borrow maybe 30 billion again. That's another next level. That's a next level. Is that the kind of next level they will be taking us to? the rule of law. Let's take the rule of law. People are in jail when the court has said, leave these people. Maybe, doctor, we pray so that they not come and take you and put for jail and say we are going to a next level. Who is going to listen to us? Who are we going to complain to again?
I'm British.
These are the kind of next level. If any reasonable person we look at, we say, yes, that is the next level. The next level, now as we speak, APC, let me tell you, APC, what they are doing, they are not collecting, people's names. When they collect your name, even though you don't know them, they send you a register card back to your house. You don't even know them. That happened in Yanagwa. I will give you Lagos while they were doing election last time. Somebody called from Yanagwa and said he has not been to Lagos. They send him a card that is a member of the APC, that they voted for him. That is the next level.
Oh,
now, as we speak, $25 billion was this spent by Makatin Baru alone. And our nation was in recession. Maybe next time, Makati alone will take 50 billion. That's the next level.
So what if you don't, excuse me, Dominic,
demonstrated that before.
If you don't agree with the next level, are you going to agree, wait a minute, are you going to agree with making Nigeria work again? Because you have to agree with something, and you can be challenged. So what do you say about make Nigeria work again?
Yeah, make Nigeria work again. You cannot take it from all the antecedents of Atiku. Yeah. Like Atiku have been able to demonstrate to the world that if given a little money, you'll be able to use it. You'll be able to bring people from outside world into that country because you have a good relationship with them. You have so many companies that is already in existence. Then it's going to consolidate on that. That is, if I do not care how he got the money or whatever, but I do not support stealing as well. If, like the way people have been alleged that he
do you know how he got the money?
That money is working. About 5,000 people have been, 50,000 people have been employed. That is what we are looking for. But when you talk of APC, we are talking of blood sharing all the time. Remember that the head that is alive is the head that you can kill alive. If you kill everybody, you are not going to see anyone who is going to be under you. And that's what APC
so security. All right. We have all the time to talk about this thing. We still have about 90 days minus 2 now, or 90 days minus 3. Yeah. Let me read some of the emails we have. This is from CN Chineke. Looking at the PDP and the APC's political programs going to next level and restructuring, you see they have the equal embarrassment program because they are for total capitalism. Nigerians carry 2 parallel lines that cannot join together, which are cultural and indigenization programs. It's just like there will be no integration and respect of citizenry. What Nigeria requires is parliamentary system of regional government and devaluation of a power devolution, that should read devolution of powers to the regions, since all of them sound more of regional than national. That's from Chineke. He repeated it. And so we are looking at these policies, and it looks like Nigerians are not happy with the 2 policies because Atiku plan has not yet been tested. He's never been the president. He was elected a governor, never participated as a governor, and he was vice president. In Nigeria, vice president is not something that you can write to him about. Yes, Nat.
Chairman of the National Economic Council, which is a very, very vital organ.
And what was his
we will ask him.
Okay, when we have him.
Okay,
let's at least we have Iboro here with us. So tell us more about Akwa Ibom political economy and how your party will now turn things around. Let me ask you sincerely, how many state assemblymen do you have in the states?
We have 31 local governments and 31 state members.
31
yes.
state assemblymen.
Yes.
How do you intend to get the members of your party into the House of Assembly? Because they're going to be approving all your deeds if you are elected.
Yes. What we have also seen, which is very obvious, is that we will have a situation where the House will not be made up of all PDP members like before, obviously, looking at how the election is going. So that will be able to help us checkmate the situation in the House. And that will give me enough leverage to be able to...
Do you think any of your members will win state assembly seats?
It's something we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see.
No, I'm just asking. I'm asking. Yes, Gossin.
No, it's, I mean, I know that Akwa Ibom is a very complex state.
Yes.
In the sense that it generates one of the highest revenues in the country.
It does.
And gets one of the highest derivation revenue.
Yes, yeah.
And yet has one of the highest number of poverty rates.
That is correct.
In Nigeria.
Number 3, yes.
In the sense that some of these monies are not used for the right purpose.
That is correct.
And this is one of the policy areas that I saw that is reflective in one of the policy documents, but not really reflective in the other policy document when you talk about restructuring. And this is where we talk about the issue of comparative advantage. We've been talking about the issue of comparative advantage of states being given the right to look inward rather than looking outward. And this is one of the areas of restructuring that the Making Nigeria Work Again is talking about. They're talking about devolution of power. You look at the issue of state police. The present government, the vice president is agitating for state police. His principal is against it. So how do you think that two people could be looking at a single policy issue when the principal says no, the assistant is saying is right for us? When you look at the other policy document, they're talking about state police as one of the key issues that will move the country policing and security system forward. And devolution of power, making the center smaller and making the regions bigger, in the sense that now states will have equal national derivation allocations depending on your contribution. Whereby at the moment you have states that are contributing 0 to the national purse and they're getting 40-something% of the national purse. How do that equate equality in a state that you call a federal system? Okay. So now you're going to look at how do you get state like Kebbi State now is producing rice, which Lagos State is marketing on their behalf. How do you get the state like Kebbi now becoming more productive in rice production as a comparative advantage, as a comparative something? You understand? As a comparative advantage of that state, whereby that rice now generates a lot of the income that will allow them to contribute to the federal.
We have a rice problem discussion in Nigeria. So let me quickly ask, Akwa Ibom, because you are here, Akwa Ibom in the last few months have been in the forefront. And I saw Akpabio coming on telly and bringing his own candidates, your counterpart, that is only going to contest for 1 term. But it was Akpabio talking, not the man. So he said, my fellow people, vote for this man. He's coming for only 1 term. How do you intend to handle all these complexity within the state?
Yeah, what we've been able to do is get out of the current narrative and create a totally new system. Yeah. And this system involves a lot of young people having PVC cards and going out there to vote, and that's about 400,000 people. Now, however they craft their thing, whether it's in zoning, whether it's 1 term or whatever it is, it's all about one person controlling the system. Yeah. Just like what we have presently between the APC and the PDP. My prayer to Nigerians is to look beyond political parties and look at the individual concerned. Okay. These guys are same people. They run around same parties. They do same things. So in my state...
Because time is not on our side, and I will want you to look at your camera and tell the people of Akwa Ibom what we are going to do in 2 minutes. And then, because I want to discuss this book, The Transition Hours, my transition hours. So look into the camera quickly, because we want to change here in the moment.
Yes. So my great Akwa Ibom brothers and sisters, we all know what the problems are in our state. And most of us understand the solutions that could bring about good life, more inclusive governance, and prosperity for all. What I'm bringing to the table is that I'm looking at the 4 critical sectors that will take us to where we need to go. Low-hanging fruits, I call them: education, agriculture, ICT, and agriculture.
Yeah, you mentioned 3 earlier on.
It's actually 4, and healthcare. Because yes. And when we look at these 4 sectors and approach them in all 31 local governments simultaneously, not just looking at one local government, and the other. We should be able to get our people from where they are to where we are supposed to go to. Because when we have great healthcare systems, our people will be well enough to go to work. And when the educational system is working really well, we should be able to be employed not just in Akwa Ibom State, but everywhere else in the country. But then again, it's also a business, because when we have great educational system, people will be sending their kids to us and taking advantage of a great healthcare system to move.
Okay.
Now, in the country, in ICT, we are leading. I look at Lagos and I see what's happening at the Eko Atlantic City.
Yeah.
I see the place being powered by Akwa Ibom tech entrepreneurs.
Wow.
That is what we are hoping to build. So I implore my people to look inwards and look beyond the current narrative and actually look at the content of what we have, what we've done before, and what we are looking to do. And
Mr. Barrow, I wish I was one of your lectorates in Akwa Ibom,
Yes.
and I see Godson has fallen in love with you.
Don't ask a job. I will take mine. I will come and.
Okay. Was it yesterday that past president launched his book, Good Luck Jonathan, and he said, My Transition Hours. And he catalogued his chapters along those who have opposed him in the area of Chibok girls, in the area of the election, in the area of security, Boko Haram specifically. And each chapter denotes his challenges, and many people were there. Of course, President Buhari was to be physically there. He sent his secretary to the government, and then Oshiomhole, chairman of APC, was there, and Obasanjo was there, and many other people. And the document, I understand, was written to clarify himself because he was vilified by the opposition, even after submitting and announcing that Buhari has won. They still wanted to vilify his name, to destroy him, and that's what the book was doing. Is going to tell his own side of the story. Gentlemen, we were all witnesses yesterday. What do you say?
I'd like to join millions of Nigerians to congratulate Good Luck Abela Jonathan at 61.
Okay.
And the book, the Transition Hour, is really not telling much.
That's what Ruben Abati said. He said he took back some.
Yeah, and first I'm concerned, that book is flat.
Okay, go on.
Because he has not come out to tell Nigerians exactly what happened. He's blaming, passing the buck, we call it. The only two things that will go for him is conceding to start with.
No, but he said that the Chibok girls was a coup in the house, that they pre-planned and they executed it to punish him.
Nobody is buying that.
Okay.
Nobody is buying. What some of us are buying is his ability to concede defeat.
Yeah.
Without any bloodshed.
Yes.
And then
But each chapter was defending his name. You don't agree with that?
No, and you know why? What he really didn't tell us was that there is no way Jonathan could have won that election because of the issue of the issue of geopolitical politics in Nigeria. It's not even a question of the PDP. The question is the Jonathan factor.
You mean it's from South?
Yes.
And they didn't want South.
They didn't want any South. They didn't want any minority again. The majority were bullying. They were intimidating. I don't think he mentioned.
But he mentioned it.
Yeah.
He mentioned it. Gossi, what's your immediate impression of the book and launch?
Well, my immediate impression of the book is that the book is a process to conveying a truth that is still behind the veil. The truth is still behind the veil. There's a masquerade, and that masquerade is unveiled.
It's being unveiled.
It's not completely unveiled. You know, a masquerade wears so many clothes. You can remove one, and you see another color. You remove two, you see another color. Until you remove it and see the person in the masquerade, that's when you know that this person is a masquerade. So at the moment, it's 2 or 3 clothes that have been removed. So my stake here is that 2 things is here, very important. One is, he said something about the last phone call that changed the situation. Because he knew very much the election was rigged. And that phone call changed the situation. But who made that phone call? We don't know. Secondly, one other thing that I saw in that ceremony is for his opportunity to bring Baba back to his senses again. And return back to where he started from. For Baba to declare in the midst of everybody that he has left APC and return back to his natural home. It's a history in his own. Yeah. Because nobody would have expected Baba to change his mind.
But APC members will not be happy. Let me ask you about something.
He's never been a member of APC.
No, he
never was. He supported.
Excuse me, Iboro. Yes, in that book, there was a chapter devoted to Obama and his United States. That Obama wanted to get him out of that place. And he came out openly to say, and to be fair to Jonathan, he never liked the USA. He wasn't gallivanting there like Buhari. And so he said Obama undermined his...
they didn't sell arms to him at the time. That
he didn't sell arms to him. And Obama...
Because of the corruption in the system.
He even said Hillary Clinton to be undermining the position of the presidency. He accepted northern state governors in the White House. You know, they were just moving up and down. What do you think, was that a good move that Jonathan did?
Well, I wouldn't know, but what I know is that really, if I were to have been the American president, I probably would have done what Obama did. Why? Because the system, the Jonathan system, was really corrupt. I mean, the dollar that was being shared around is America's money. So they can see the traces and how the money was just flying around.
So they could trace all the money?
Of course. I mean, you're sending money, you're using SWIFT. So there was a lot of corruption in the system.
Okay. And you believe that corruption is not on now?
We have corruption in this system too, but not as much as it was. Jonathan's time.
So time will tell.
Yeah, the issue of the Obama thing. Yes. In the United States of America, it's cast in iron the policy of the United States of America.
Yes.
So whether it's Obama who is coming or Trump, the policy have to be there.
Yes.
I think there was too much emphasis on.
But now that Trump has called Buhari lifeless, you think Buhari will be gallivanting to US again like he has done at the beginning?
I wouldn't know. I don't speak for the APC. Actually, I really don't care what happens to both the APC or the PDP.
But you know, at the beginning of Buhari's tenure, he was just going to US and US and US. But now, having been said he's a bit lifeless, then
it's a total waste of time. I think our leaders waste a lot of time trying to go to leaders to ask for whatever it is they ask for. You see, when you know what you're doing, the world comes to you. Singapore has done it. China has done it.
Rwanda.
This country,
Malaysia.
Rwanda, that we're singing for, they're doing it. Kenya is doing it. We, the giant of Africa, we can do it.
Kenya too is a bit corrupt, isn't it?
But they have
a lot to show. And their parliamentarians are highly paid as well.
The issue is about marketing the nation.
Yes,
it doesn't matter how you corrupt. You don't go telling countries that your country
is the best place.
I just have to thank you, gentlemen. Siri Wosu wrote back. He said the only criticism I have with both documents is that they are bland. We need time frames and how much and where they will raise to fund their programs. And finally, Sazano say APC has not performed well in many phases. The judiciary is culpable as well. If we elected private sector brains as ministers and heads of major parastatals, we need total overhaul and spiritual cleansing in all sections. That's how far we can go today. We have to thank you, Mr. Iboro. I hope I come and visit you at the State House in Akwa Ibom. It will be my pleasure to bring Youdecide today. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Until next week, may God bless Nigeria and indeed Africa. My name is Shegun Johnson.